If you have not become a patron of the Geocache Talk Network, what are you waiting for? Patron levels start as low as a Bison Tube level at $3 a month. To sign up is easy. Simply go to the Geocache Talk website and click on the Become a Patron button, or go to patreon.com/Geocache Talk. Patrons now get the famous Blackout coin, invites to special events, and other really great items throughout the year. Become a patron today. Have you subscribed to FTF Magazine yet? FTF Magazine is the #1 geocaching magazine available. It is a quarterly magazine that you can be part of. Submit your geocaching milestones and adventures to be published. FTF Magazine is also interactive with puzzles to solve and the hunt to find Spartacus. If you can solve the puzzle or find Spartacus, then you will be entered in to win a special pack tag. Every new subscription, you will receive a special swag pack. Subscribing is easy. Just visit FTF's website, ftfgeo.com. Don't miss out and subscribe today.
Hey everyone, it's time for Puzzle Talk, the geocaching puzzle podcast brought to you by the Geocache Talk Network. And here are your hosts, Charles Watkins and Tom Brotherman. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
There we go.
Howdy.
I knew that was coming. Howdy. Tom was first to Tony was first to comment FTC tonight from Pittsburgh. From Pittsburgh, Geocaching Ninja. Sparky's with us from Sacramento. Darren from the future. Apparently Wednesday is a thing, although it's wet and rainy. Mount Isa, Northwest Queensland. Okay, cool. TKD Scouter, Vermont. Darwolf. Pizza Ninja. We got a lot of Western New Yorks here. Lacey. Hello. Andrea. Got a lot of people tonight. Karung. I like that. That's a cool name. Soccer kicks. Do you think? What do you think, Charles? Tom, you think I got that right, or did I screw it up?
No, that looks about right to me.
Soccer kicks, and then Davenport, Iowa. Good to see everybody tonight. We got a lot to cover, so let's just dive right into some news. And you're going to start, right, Charles? Or am I
sure, I'll start.
All right, either way.
So, Signals Labyrinth is coming to a close. Finally, we have done this for a year. And if you have hung in to the bitter end for this, then so far, if you've gotten all of the souvenirs up to now, then you should have 10. But in order for you to get the last 2 and the bonus souvenir, if you've gotten all of them, you have 26 days, 9 hours, and like 56 minutes and change. So you've got a little less than a month to finish this all up and get to the end of the Signals Labyrinth, get him back to headquarters. I've finished it already.
Yay.
And whatnot. So it was a cool year-long souvenir promotion. Enjoyed it. Glad that it is over and whatnot. But you've got 26 days, 9 hours and change left to finish if you haven't gotten Signal back to headquarters. So get out there, get geocaching. I know weather's been kind of crazy around the northern hemisphere. So, for you southern hemisphere friends of ours that are enjoying warm weather right now, know that some of us northern hemisphere, not me, because it was 80 degrees today here in Arizona. Yes. But some of us, like our friends that are up in the Davenport, Iowa, or Dave Manning, who is up in Gillette, Wyoming, are freezing their tail ends off. And so it's cold. It's cold up there for these guys right now. So if you're having some trouble finding geocaches because of the white stuff on the ground, hang in there. It's coming to an end. But
Just
you got 26 days to wrap this up. And hopefully, if you've gotten all of the souvenirs all year long, you'll get your bonus 13th Baker's Dozen souvenir and whatnot. So
they
there
could
you
come
go.
to Texas Challenge next week and then finish it there, and then come celebrate with us at your event, the reunion event, and drink beer with us.
Absolutely.
Yes, there is a
Do they,
mega.
and do they have pizza at that place?
You can get it delivered if they don't. But we are going to have a couple of food trucks there. So, I mean, you know.
I wonder if the Ninja delivers.
We're blocking off the street, right, Charles? We're going to block it all out, man. It's a block party.
Yeah. We've got, there are going to be
Texas block
barricades out there. You'll be able to take your drink out onto the street and whatnot. As long as you stay within the barricades, then you'll be good to go. So, but yeah, we're going to have the whole intersection in the block blocked off with barricades. So it'll be a good social event. So if you're in East Texas next weekend for the Texas Challenge Mega event, then swing by after the mega event for my event that's at the end of Saturday night, and come enjoy. Watch all the people who have completed the Texas County Challenge get to sign a giant. I have a 4-foot by 4-foot giant plywood cutout of the state of Texas. Finishers who have finished the Texas County Challenge get to sign the giant board. And this is the last year that I'm hosting the event. So it's the 10th year that I've hosted it. It'll be the last year. And then we're going to try and do some fun and exciting stuff with the board once everybody who has finished it has got it signed and whatnot. We're going to lacquer it and we're working on some things with it. So it ought to be a good time. If you're in the area, swing out and enjoy the festivities of what the East Texas crew has put together for Texas Challenge out in Longview, Texas. Whatnot. We'd love to have you. So if you're available, swing on by.
If you work it just right, if you get everything aligned perfectly, you could get a picture of the three of us together somehow.
Yeah.
Although Charles may run around with his head cut off, but that's because he's the MC. But you might be able to kind of get all of us in a shot somehow. You could line us up and get us all in one photo. But we'll all three be there. And yeah, we're looking forward to it. In the we're same thing as it's been, right, Charles? All of us that have finished before, we get to sign the back of it, right?
Yeah, one last time. And then I'll bring my drone and we'll get a big shot of it's cool. The spot that we're blocking off for the road has a giant Texas star.
Cool.
In the middle of the intersection made out of bricks. So
nice.
We'll be able to stand out there and have a giant Lone Star in the picture with all of us.
Yeah.
So ought to be kind of a cool deal to cool place to wrap it all up with, after 10 years of an annual event. So.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's kind of bittersweet. I'll put the GC code in for people if you want it.
So, are you moving on to the Delaware Challenge next, or what?
The Delaware, from Texas to Delaware. It's a big change right there.
Well, it's a smaller log. You can just fit it in your back pocket.
Yeah.
Right. Well, but a lot of people have signed it, so you probably need still a giant one as well. But
yeah.
But yeah. I'm trying to think. I mean, obviously you've been to all of them. I think I've been to. I didn't go last year because I broke my leg. Otherwise, it's like, well, that shouldn't stop you. But uh, uh, I think
You didn't finish that year,
uh,
obviously, because if you had, that wouldn't have stopped you.
it would have stopped. I didn't finish that year. No, that was last year. Um, I've been to 6 of them, maybe 6 of the 10.
Yeah.
Tyler, Denton, Cisco, Round Rock, Seguin. I missed Conroe. What am I forgetting? I'm forgetting something. Conroe. Oh well. All right. I'll think of it in a minute and shout it out, and people are going, "What? What is wrong with you?"
We ain't got that much time.
We don't. So let's let me give you some updates on Cache Fest, and then we'll get into the meat of the show. So let's start with a little Cache Fest info. Going to start with the vault. We go ahead.
Yep, that's
Cool.
it. Moving on. That's all
That's
we
it.
got, right?
That's all. And we're on to the show. We're on key 11 starting tonight. We have 11. This will be the 11th key. 9 of the keys have been found. Key 1, of course, Charles's was in Arizona, and since then, this is interesting. We got to tell people we planned this. Just so go with me, guys. So we planned to make sure that all the keys were in different states, and so far, they have all been 9 keys have been found, and they've been in 9 different states. I thought that was kind of cool. So I don't know about the 10th or the 11th. The 10th has not been found. The 11th is tonight, and I can't tell you whether we're going to keep that streak alive or not. But up until now, they have been in different states. So anyway.
Some might even be in different countries.
They might. We're looking forward to those too. So here's the clue. I think they're on to me. I need to find a safe, secure, secret location out of harm's way to stash the assets until this all blows over. I found a spot north of the border. It should give me some time. It's a little out of the way, but I managed to locate a spot just off the beaten path that no one should stumble on before I return or before you're able to retrieve it. I hopped in a cab and paid cash. Got this all blown up, so it's hard to read. And paid cash. Stopped about 30 minutes from the airport. I'm confident I wasn't followed, but you can never be too safe. I tagged the cab, and since dropping me off, its route seems to be business as usual in town. No suspicious travels or destinations. The spot is ... There you go. And then lastly, I do want to mention that if you go to cachefest.com, all of the packages are up, so you can purchase whichever package you'd like to get. And kind of like last year, we'll have if you get the Delta Queen one, you can you'll get you get the gadget kit. You can make the gadget while you're there. We'll help you with that. And it went great last year. The gadget guys will be ready for that. The puzzle boys will have all the puzzles like last year, similar. I mean, they'll be, one of the puzzles will be better than last year's because it kind of failed. That was mine. But anyway, on to tonight. I'm sorry. It was what do we call it, Tom? It was a lesson in
how not to do it.
How not to do a puzzle. Okay. All right. On we go. So turn over
We'll let
to.
We'll let you off the hook in a few years.
Thanks. In a few years. So, gonna turn over to you, Tom. We want to start at the beginning, and I'll put the
Let's start at Once
cache up.
Upon a Time. Which one's first?
Oh, okay.
Let's see.
Once Upon a Time.
No. EWB's clock. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No problem. I'll put it up in the chat room so that people can play along with us. Play along.
Once Upon a Time isn't on the list. That was just me saying it start at the beginning.
Right. GC4V as in virtual, B as in bison, N as in nature. GC4V4BN. EWB's clock.
Which
Cool.
is is not my cache. If you'll notice, that is not my cache. It's just a cache that my name got stuck into, so they'd make me go find it in the middle of the night.
Is that the way to do it?
This thing got published about 10 o'clock at night. Yeah, this is back when Prime Reviewer was our thing, and you're a reviewer, and you could just about set your watch to when he was going to publish stuff. And yeah, 10 o'clock at night, and I got a call, and the guy said, "You need to look." Yeah.
Together.
Scroll on down to the puzzle part.
Cool.
There you go.
Oh, this should be a tough one, right? 4.5. Well,
an analog clock reflected in the mirror.
That's crazy.
It's a logic puzzle.
Oh, okay.
See if you can figure it out real quick. At least figure out what the times were. I don't know. Is it big enough for everybody to read it? He gets there. All right, I'll read it.
Go ahead.
EWB leaves his house in the morning to go geocaching. Just as he's leaving his house, he looks at an analog clock reflected in the mirror. There are no numbers on the clock, so EWB makes an error in reading the time since it's a mirror image. He assumes there is something wrong with the clock and rides his bike to the first cache. Well, there's the first problem. I ain't riding the bike to the cache in my house.
A motorcycle bike.
Not in the morning anyway, not where I live. You get run over. He gets there in 20 minutes and finds that just as he gets there, the clock in the town square has a time that is 2.5 hours or 30 minutes later than the time he saw in the mirror image of his clock at home. Clock at town square and the clock at home were both set to the correct time. So what time was it when I left home, and what time did I see in the mirror?
That's a cool idea.
Yeah.
I know a lot of the folks that have found this, by the way.
And then since the answer didn't work for the guy, he once you get to ground zero, then you got to do a projection for it. But that still made it cool. So yeah, if you get a puzzle, you come up with a puzzle that puts you somewhere that you can't use, you can still use it and just do a projection.
I like your.
I couldn't make it work how I wanted it to, so we're going to go here and then project a waypoint.
Yeah, but I don't have a problem with that.
I like your cache log, Tom. I hate when my phone rings at 10 p.m. Obviously, someone better be dying. If they're dead, call me in the morning.
Yeah, if they're dead, I can't do nothing about it.
That's right. Calls you at 10.
All right.
Last time he called me at 10 in the morning or 10 at night, there was a cache 500 feet from my front door. That's pretty funny.
No, I didn't meet on Tejas at that cache. I met his friend. The one that was 500 feet from my front door. Yeah,
Oh, really? Antaeus found it later on. Was it skate rags?
skate rags. Yeah.
No, it was a right note, so they didn't find it.
Well, we got a long list. Move on to the next one.
All right, next one.
Okay.
Cool idea. I like it. I like
Oh.
when people come up with little twists on things like that. This is a clock cache.
Yep, a clock cache.
Oh, and 345 and 915 were not the right answer, but hey, Google is your friend. I'll just say that.
GCWD8D.
Not WD40, WD8D.
WD8D. GC water difficulty 8 difficulty. Although it's not 8 difficulty.
Wait till you get the puzzle. You might change your mind on that.
So it might be, so the difficulty terrain on this one might be, or at least the difficulty may be,
It's relative. It's a relative scale.
Yeah.
it is.
So that's just what some of us can look at a difficulty 5 puzzle and be like, oh, I know this. And then
Right.
you get to something like this that's a difficulty 2, and you can sit there for hours looking at it like,
Ain't
I
that the
just
truth?
don't get it. So,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the difficulty about puzzle caches, is that the difficulty can be a challenge in itself.
So this talks about the hour, minute, and second hands lining up on an analog clock. And you have to figure out exactly when they line up
Oh, I like it.
to the 10th of a second.
There are
And-
tools available for this kind of thing.
And he gives you part of the answers. I mean, he's telling you it's 105 27 point something.
Mm-hmm.
And really you kind of know what A is, and you probably know what B is.
So it's a clock angle.
Let's see, hold it. A, B. No, you don't. Well, you probably know A, and you probably know F. And you can limit B and G, but then C, D, E, and H, I, J could be there for a while.
Right. Oh, okay. So, for example, right now it's 8:23. Well, it was a second ago. Let me do 8:24. 8:24. Angle for hour hand to minute hand would be 360 minus the angle of the hour hand, which makes it 246.5 degrees, and then the angle for minute hand to hour hand would be 113.5 degrees. No,
you're reading this wrong. You want to look at when all 3 hands on that clock are lined up together. What time is it?
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Down to the 10th of a second.
Wow. Yeah, that's a little different.
But all right. So let's talk about this for a second, because at 105, right? So
right.
if this is 12, right? And so 1 o'clock, and then so at 1 o'clock you're here. At 105, your minute and hour hands are overlapping here.
Yeah.
And if you want 27 seconds, 27 seconds is going to have your other ticker down here, because 30 seconds is
right. 6 at the 6, right?
Let's see,
right. So So 105, it would be 105.05. All three hands overlap.
Right. But in that first one, it isn't. It's 105 and 27 seconds.
Right. So 1 hour, 5 minutes, 27 seconds doesn't make all three hands on a clock line up over, unless I'm doing something here wrong. Like I mean, I'm looking at my clock right here.
Well,
Yeah.
it's telling me.
let's see. I got a website in my notes. Let's see what this thing said, because
I
Google
saw
was my friend.
on Cache Sleuth, there's a clock angle calculator, but that's not this, I don't think.
No.
Because it's just hours and minutes. Right.
It says the hour, minute,
Maybe
and
think
second
that.
hands of an ideal analog clock will all line up exactly once every 12 hours at noon and midnight. The hour and minute hands line up 10 additional times between noon and midnight.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm telling you wrong. You're right. Noon, and midnight, they all line up together. This
Right.
wants to know when the hour and the minute hand lines up. So you're right. The hour and the minute hand will line up 27.7 seconds at 105 and 27 point something seconds.
Yeah. Okay. So they want to know where the hour and minute hands line up exactly after that. And so it can't be at 105 exactly, because the hour hand still needs to
it's still moving a little bit.
Yeah. So I get what this is saying. You want to know down to the 10th of a second when the hour and the minute hands line back up, which is at 105 and change, 210 and change, 315, but it's going to be more. So I get what this is saying. I like how this is laid out, but you've got to go. You'll have to go in and you either have to go in and do some really good math, or you got to find the right website.
Mr. Google.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Google he helped me. He's a very helpful guy at times.
He can be.
Direwolf says the difference between the minute hand and second hand is 22 for A. That's what it's saying. A is he's giving you the first one. Well, he's giving you all of them. He says A is the 1 hour, 5 minutes, and 27 seconds.
7 seconds.
Pardon me.
I will take it. I just had it open.
Oh, okay.
But I like this. Who's the cache owner for this one? Because it's up in Washington.
It is
27 plus 3/11 seconds. So whatever 3 divided by 11 is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was cool.
Equal intervals is his clue.
Is 27.3. I mean, if you were rounding it to the closest 10th of a second, it'd be 27.3. 3/11ths of a second.
3/11ths. That's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then you don't even use A. You don't start using letters until C.
Well, but there's you got to earn it, right?
Yeah.
Some of this is just to double check that you know what you're doing. So
or you know how to Google search.
That's right.
Clever.
Let's see. And this is in Washington. Let's see. Oh, this is right down the road from headquarters.
It's not too far from there.
Headquarters is right here in Fremont. This is Gaswork Parks.
Right.
So It give or take is right here in the Fremont, Willingford, you know, area of Seattle. So I will tell you, Gary, since you said you were planning a trip
I
up
am.
there,
I'm headed up there.
it'd be worth solving this puzzle so you have
I'll
one to
have to
get
do that.
while you're up there.
I will.
In 2015, so that must have been the last block party.
It was the last block party. I was there.
Yep.
I was there. But
And we
did
didn't run
Gary
in-
show up? Did Gary
I was
show
not
up?
there.
No.
I missed it.
Slacker.
I know. So I was a slacker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hidden in 06. I started caching. I wasn't a cacher yet when he hid this cache in 06, 03, 2006. That's not any excuse why I shouldn't have been there. But
You can always
Yeah,
go
I'm
back in time and
But-
do it and find it.
But
Uh,
now you have something to solve.
now I can go find it. That's right.
Yeah. So that's a cool idea for a puzzle. I like it. Because it's not exactly what people would think it is. And it wasn't exactly what I thought it was either until Tom kind of. So yeah, it's a little different, but I like it. It's
He gives you some clues, which I like, and then he says that the times above are formatted in a certain way where the seconds are rounded to the nearest tenth. Do the math and determine the values for the tenths of a second.
yeah.
Interesting.
Okay, so let's see. What is the next one? Only time will tell.
Only time will tell.
Only time will tell. Send it for everybody.
This has been archived.
This has been archived. This is the one where you need to be a Boy Scout. This is the one where you need to be a Boy Scout.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Or know a Boy Scout. I'm Charles. I'm going to guess you were probably taught this in your mini trainings you've had.
I don't know. Let's see.
He was a Pathfinder.
Yeah. So your instructions are to go to the listed coordinates. If you're using the picture, draw hands on the clock indicating the correct time. Holding your time-telling device at about waist level and horizontally, face up in your hand and parallel with the ground. Point the hour hand at the sun. Walk 66 paces in the direction halfway between the hour hand and the 12. Now for the confusing part, if you're looking for this cache in the morning, split the difference clockwise from your hour hand to the 12 marking. If it's afternoon, you need to split the difference counterclockwise. For example, if you're searching for the cache at 8 a.m., you should be headed towards the 10 o'clock position. If you reach the starting coordinates at 4 p.m., you should be walking towards the 2 o'clock position. Good luck and happy hunting.
Good luck.
Yeah. So this one is using like a sundial.
Right.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Or just a watch.
Yeah. You know, you're going to be walking south from wherever the starting spot is, because if you were walking north, then your watches, the 12 o'clock position is not facing the sun.
Right.
And you'd be a giant shadow on as you're looking down the hole in it. So you're walking in a southern direction from there. So
this ain't far from the city where Mr. Electric Water Boy lives.
Let's see.
I assume you found this one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just under 7 miles from the house.
it's only got 16 finds on it.
Yeah, sadly gone.
Yeah. But I like the idea of it, right?
Looking where it's at, where it was at, construction's probably taking that out. That's a fast growing area.
Yeah.
Your wife found it before you did.
Well, I solve them. She finds them.
Oh, okay.
She's got to do something for the team here.
That's right.
That's
God, the
right.
door's closed and she can't hear me.
Don't worry. She'll by the time the end of the show will come around, she'll come find you. So walk 66 paces in the direction halfway between the hour hand and the 12, depending on what time of the day. Okay.
I guess it could. Daryl's saying the different seasons would affect it in daylight savings time, etc.
No.
Not much. Maybe a little bit.
Oh.
It wouldn't affect it. You don't think at all?
Oh.
I have a sundial cache, but where you place the sundial out in the sun. Hopefully you have the sun, and wherever the shadow falls, it falls on a color, and then based on the color, it's a multi-cache. So you got to figure out which one, which color does the shadow fall on, and then that's where the final is located. But it's pretty. It's only got 4 colors, and so even if the time is a little bit off, you have to do it in the morning. Obviously, you can't do it in the afternoon because the time will be wrong. But there's a pretty wide gap there because there's only 4 colors. But that's sort of a time one, I guess. But yeah, this one is based on the time, in the sense that you have to know what time of the day you want to, which way you're going to go, right? I mean, if it's 4 o'clock, you go one direction versus the other.
Well, unfortunately, where this was put, it wasn't too hard to figure out where the cache was going to be anyway. But
I like the idea, though.
I mean, there was options, but it was limited. So
right,
you wouldn't have gotten frustrated on this. You would have figured out pretty quick whether you're doing it right or not.
Yeah, because you figure that 66 paces, in reality, is not that far. You ought to be able to sit there and get there and be like, 66 paces. That would put me here, here,
right?
You know,
the road.
You know, right? You know,
it's true. Well, you kind of hope that he found a spot that at least gives you some, it makes you do a little bit of work.
Yeah. No, you still had to do some work, but it wasn't like there was a billion choices and
right.
It was good enough you could tell, hey, I'm doing this right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And still have some challenge to it.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, who's next? Only time will tell.
The fried
insomniac. Yeah, this one, I put this on the list, and we were talking about this before the show, because there's really nothing to see on the cache page here.
Okay.
Which kind of sucks, because I really love this puzzle.
Fried Insomniac, North Myrtle Beach, NRV.
So go ahead and scroll down.
Wow, it's got a lot of fails on the checker.
Oh yeah.
146 finds, 588 fail.
Yeah. You got to stay up all night, and if you sleep, the clowns will eat you.
If you sleep,
where the little picture things were, there was pictures, and
it was a GIF, right?
And it was a GIF. I mean, if you do the source code for this thing, you'll see that it was a GIF that he had on here. But when you'd research, okay, so there'd be a picture,
right?
And it had a clown on there, and it had something that it said, and what it said was the actual part of the puzzle thing. And then it would tell you what time you needed to come back and look again. And
that's clever.
I kind of cheated. I didn't stay up all night long. I did this over a series of nights, and figuring, okay, it's going to be at 2:00 in the morning, whatever day it is. So I
Yeah.
do 2 and find out, okay, the next one's at 6. I'll do.
Trumpetclown.gif.
So I bounced around on it, but I haven't figured out how he had that GIF running, and it would always be the right time for that thing. Because if it's on the well, it was on a computer somewhere. It wasn't on GC. It was on somebody's computer. But it seems like every time you'd access that GIF, it would reset. But we were talking before the show, and Charles seemed to think there was a way to set one up where it would know where you were at and use that to know what, I guess, where to put you in the GIF to know.
Right.
Something. I don't know how that works, but my goodness, if somebody knows how that works and tells me, I'd recreate something with this, because this was fun.
I wonder if they had this running where the GIF ran, and for it to cycle all the way back around to beginning took 24 hours, right? Took 24 hours.
Yeah.
And so you just knew that, it's going to change at this time, and it's going to be this image for so long, and then it's going to change to the next image at, and so you may stumble onto it at this point, and then it just tells you, hey, it's got an automatic stream that knows this is when it's going to change, and the computer that's on the backside tells you, come back at this time. It's similar to that one that can track your IP address and so that it gives you different coordinates if you're in different locations. And so you have to get with people. Your IP address also notes the local time for that's attached to your IP address. So
right.
I don't know how it would work, but it sounds logical. Like it could look at what time your IP address did and then say, come back in this much time for the next image of the GIF. But, I wonder if I wonder if you set up a screen record.
Well, the GIF is running on another computer, maybe.
Right.
Because you got to redo your browser. So when you refresh the browser, it says, go grab that picture.
Right.
And I don't know. But if I did, I would make this. This was cool. I enjoyed doing this one. And I had to get a couple pictures in till it clicked on how the puzzle worked.
Yeah.
So TKD Scouter says he found one like that in Sarasota, Florida. Since I work at night, it was easy to get the clues each hour.
Yeah, when you're working the 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. shift, when you're working, third shift or something like that, then it's the overnights.
Yep.
Some of this stuff becomes a little easier for you than it does for others. So.
Yeah, that was the one I was telling you about before the show starts. That that Neil Patrick Harris solo game had a part to it where it gave you a clue and then it said you have to come back tomorrow. And I mean, you could probably fudge your clock on but if you're just playing the game, the point was that you had to wait until at least midnight to get the next one. It's kind of clever.
But I don't want to wait.
I don't want to wait.
Oh, all right. So this looks like it is going to be the hardest one of the night. This is a difficulty 5 puzzle, which is onto the
Gears.
Yeah. You skipped one. Gears is in there, right above it.
Oh, I don't have it up on my page, so we'll go to that one next.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'll have to come back to it because this is the next one I have. For whatever reason, Gears didn't open for me, so let me go.
That's fine.
I'll
We'll
go
go to the
find
next
it
one.
real quick.
All right. So you're
So
on to the 14th Baktoon, or however you pronounce it.
Baktoon.
Yep. Baktoon. All right. I'm putting that one in the chat room too, so people can follow along. DC4Y6FY. 4W6FY. Sorry. 4W6FY. Yep. No, the Baktoons have to do with Mayan. Well, at least the name does, but
Yeah, this has to do with the Mayan calendar or calendars.
oh, clever.
Yeah, so it gives you one kin is 1 day, and one Wainal is 20 kin, which is 20 days, or a long count month. One tun is 18 Wainal, which is 360 days, or a long count year. One Katun is 20 tun, which is 20 long count years, and one Baktun is 20 Katun, which is 400 long count years.
There you go. I think we cycled through in 2012, so we got to wait another 400 years for it to all line up again.
Yeah,
the world was kind of supposed to end because they didn't have another calendar or something.
Yeah. We're into extra time. We're into stoppage time.
This is this is overtime. This is free football right here.
That's right.
Or extra innings of free baseball.
Yeah, extra innings or stoppage time if you're a football fan or a soccer fan. But yeah. So he gives you, or the CO gives you.
He gives you a starting spot because he tells you that the first day in the long count calendar is 00000.
Right.
And that corresponds to 11 August 3113 BC in the Gregorian calendar.
Okay, cool. Yep.
I wonder if he takes into account that there's a section of the Gregorian calendar that's missing to make everything all line up.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
What is a D5?
It is. So anyhow, this is what these are the pictures of your calendar that you have here.
Yep.
You had to do something with that. You had to
look up those symbols. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you can see here. So the top looks the same. This section looks the same. This section, so here's different. This got a little squirrely ball here where it's a open circle on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is completely different, this section. So,
Wow.
I like how he gives you your times in Greenwich Mean Time.
Right.
Or Zulu time, and people don't.
Right.
Yeah, people are like, "Wait, it's what? GMT? What is GMT?"
That's right, Greenwich Mean Time.
Yeah.
Shout out to our English folk that are near Greenwich.
Yeah. So the bottom of this. So I'm assuming that this right here is equal to 1836.40. Or am I wrong in that, Tom?
Ooh, yeah. Maybe he's trying to give you. Well,
I don't know. He's about split on the certitude checker. So 40,
he is.
40 thumbs up to 44 thumbs down. So, either people are putting a lot of work into this and only submitting it when they know that they think they're right. Because of difficulty 5, you'd expect the thumbs down to way outnumber the thumbs up.
Right.
In theory.
The pictures are different. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is one of those, you're either going to get it or you're not kind of thing.
Yeah.
So you're going to be in the ballpark.
Right.
You could, well, like on that first thing you notice, it was different. If you missed that, then, because there some of the parts are very.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. I could see where if you didn't notice that this squiggly circle here and here was different, then that's 3 dots and 3 lines, and that's 3 dots and 3 lines, and the little bird man, whatever the little bird man, whatever that corresponds to, so if you didn't notice that, then you would think that whatever this digit and this digit correspond to would be the same, and therefore your answer is wrong. But you go through there and look at it and you're like, all right, so there's until you get to the little O face down here of
right.
It's like a cup of soup.
What is the guy what is the little guy that Hailmeister always has in his videos? Mr. Bill.
Mr. Bill, yeah.
Yeah,
Mr. Bill. That looks. Oh, it's Mr. Bill. That looks like Mr. Bill, and then on the other side, it's Mr. T. So,
pay the fool. Pay the fool doesn't like Mr. Bill.
That's
Judy's
right.
mentioned there is 2 checkers, by the way, in this one. They can double check it.
Oh yeah, he has the ground speak checker.
Got both.
Puzzle will require a minimum of visiting 2 websites. 2 websites.
2.
And a good site to start at is the Mayan. Yeah.
Cache Sleuth has a Mayan, but it's not the same.
Not the same. Yeah.
No.
That second checker, I don't think was on here when it was first put out. I think he went back and added that.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah, because 2014, that checker, that the official ground speak checker, didn't come out to like 2020, 2019, something like that. Because I went back to some of my previous caches and enabled it so that it had that checker on it as well. So, when this came out in 2014, that official ground speak checker wasn't there.
Right.
But
let's give you at least a page to the Maya Smithsonian page.
Well, and the fact that it makes you go all the way back to like 3100 BC, like that's going back a few years, So, all right, I got gears up. Let's go to gears next. Sorry that I skipped it.
You done mussed it all up. All right.
I know.
We'll go back to gears.
It throws Tom off when I do that.
Let's see. This was another one with the picture's not showing up the page, but somehow I got to it, brought it back up. So this one threw me off for a long time when it first saw it, because I didn't know how a GIF works. I thought it's just a picture.
Right.
But for those who don't really know what a GIF is actually can be a series of pictures, and you can say how long they'll be up there and how long it takes, to change. And that's what this was. It was just 2 pictures, and one would be up there for like 30 seconds and the other might be there for like just a split second, and then it replay. And to solve something like that, you have to download the GIF and then run it to a GIF editor, and you can then you can
Yeah.
see the parts to it. But
Well, it's
so the
still an
time
active
thing,
cache.
the time thing here, I mean, it was a stretch for me. I was wondering if I
Right.
had enough time things. It's just, it was pictures separated by time or shown
Oh,
different time
that's cool.
intervals.
Clever.
But kind of like the Myrtle Beach one we looked at earlier, the
Mhm.
Insomniac. It's a GIF and multiple pictures. So,
I got the
Boy, it's been out there a while.
and what was
Here.
this rated? It was a
Well, it's a
3.
3-3.
That's pretty good because, yeah, when I didn't have the slightest clue, it was a 5, and now that I know how GIFs works, it's a 1, and you average them together, it's a 3.
yeah.
Well, now
So-
the other thing to remember also, this was 2007. So
yeah, you know,
have things changed
Yeah.
over time, or wow,
Yeah,
Have I gotten a little bit smarter, maybe?
68
Hopefully.
fines and 6 DNFs. I bet you there's more DNFs than that. They just didn't. People are DNF shy.
I log my DNFs.
there we go. There
That's
we
right.
go.
Don't be
There's
shy.
something you can see. So there are all the gears.
That's right.
So if you could see what's there, it'd be above that orange cloud.
Southwest Love Flyer says I hate the
Oh.
gift ones. Oh, come
What,
on.
up above this over here?
Yeah, it'd be up in there somewhere.
Uh-huh.
Were we saying steganography? No.
No, but this would be a good one for that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hide it in there somewhere. It's pretty
Man,
clever
we're coming
looking.
up on an hour quick. Let's see. All right, kale. Let's see. All right, we're getting close to the end though. We're not gonna go over. What was a kale? The next one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Kale.
okay. Hang on. I'll put
Kale.
up
Who eats that stuff anyway?
kale. That's what my food eats.
That's right. That's what food eats.
That's what my food eats is the kale. It eats the kale. I eat it.
My 2019 New Year's resolution: I eat kale every 6th day, but never in between. Under this resolution, what is the maximum number of days this year on which I can eat kale?
Ooh.
Keyword is number of days spelled out, i.e. 77.
Yeah.
2019 is 20. So we're assuming that he's going to eat kale on January 1st.
Maybe.
And then on, well, it says the maximum number.
Yeah. So
Right.
that certitude right alone ought to tell you that may not be the right.
235 thumbs up and 355. Dope. That's quite a few.
Yes. So 2019 was not a leap year. So, you know.
Yeah.
Or wait, was it? Wait.
Or was it? 2019 was not. But it's their 2019, my 2019 New Year's resolution.
Yeah. It was to eat kale every 6th day, but not in between. So does that mean every 6th day? So that'd be January 1st, January 7th.
Does it start on January 1st though?
Well, let's just to knock out some math here.
Right.
So if it's the 1st, and then every 6th day, so the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th.
So it'd be
so is that the 1st and the 6th? Is that the 1st
every
and the
6th day?
Right.
So
he eats it on
one.
So if he eats it on January 1st, does day 1 start on January 2nd? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then on the 6th day he eats it again.
I think that's the way I would interpret it.
Okay.
eats it on the 1st, the 6th. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, first.
It'd be
6th,
the 1st, the
12th,
7th, because there's got to be. Are there so every 6th day? Does that mean there's 6 days in between him eating of it, or does that mean that he's eating it twice? I'm
Googling every 6th day to see what it does.
Right? Yeah. I mean, so in that, right? Like I helped solve a puzzle the other day, where the cache owner, you had to put stuff in alphabetical order, but one of the things that you had to put in alphabetical order was initials.
Right.
Well, I decided that B period was in front of a single word that was BA, right? Whereas the initials was B period O period something, but B in and of itself was ahead of BA, right?
Right.
And that was not the case, and therefore it rearranged the order and changed the numbers output. And so it all depends on what the cache owner decides is the rules, right? How do you interpret every 6th day? Well, the CO may have a different interpretation of what that is than, and granted, I'm by far not an English major. Let me straight off tell you that my the science professors that I had really hated that I couldn't spell stuff, because in science, spelling of some of these words and names is important. And I got a ton of them wrong. So spelling in English, not the top tier of my education. So yeah.
Interesting.
There was other things that were importanter.
That's right.
Importanter.
That's right. There were funner things than learning English too. So.
Like, by golly, I'm already American. Why do I gotta learn it again?
Right? Yeah.
So if he starts eating on the 6th and there are 52 weeks in a year, it could possibly be 8.66. But that wouldn't be I think you would want whole days, right?
It would be more than 8.66, wouldn't it?
Right.
He's going to eat it at least once a week. So your minimum is 52.
If weeks were only 6 days, well, I don't think it's as simple as this, Direwolf. Direwolf said just divide 365 by 6 and guess 61 times, then go up and down by 1 until you get it right.
That might be a good way to do it.
And that is why there are 355 thumbs down right there, buddy.
That's right. That's Direwolf has already contributed to that, I'm sure. Well, here, I'll do it. I'll contribute to it.
All right.
All right, before you put it in, what's your guess, Gary?
I'll do it. Direwolf. Direwolf told me the answer, so I got to put it in.
So what answer are you going to use?
You have to remember. You have to spell it out.
Okay. Well,
and
he's telling me I've got to put in 60. What did he say? It won't show up right now. Where is it? 61 days. So I got to put in, because he says 365 by 6 and guess 61 times. So I'm going to put in. Go ahead.
Look at that right there. Ooh, the geocaching ninja said, "Pow! First time."
Got it on his first attempt.
One shot, one kill. I got it done.
I bet you it's 62 for some reason. I'm going to guess 62. Oh! All right, let me try 61. Okay.
And since we're not going to give away answers, tune in next week.
That's right. Tune in next week.
Homer Homer with the dough.
Homer!
Oh, you're gonna get it on the way home, huh? That's what a homer
All
is.
right.
You get it on the way home.
We'll let Gary keep going. What is the next one we have on the list?
Raymond's M.O.
Raymond's M.O.
This is
So
one I wrote
let
in my notes. I think I remember, but I can't duplicate it now. So what was the deal I had on? What was this one?
I'm not leaving it in there, but I just
Yeah.
leave myself a note. I'll take it out later. Yeah, Ravens MO's next. I'll put it in the chat room for everybody.
This
Raymond's,
isn't
Missouri.
horribly far from Gary.
Oh, okay. I like
So
that.
Raymond's, Missouri is not your father's Missouri. It's the show me state. But Raymond's MO is more like Robert's VA. However, there's a good Mexican joint in St. Louis. He also works with Jim Baker. Now, Raymond's MO is like Florence's CO, the Centennial State. North is the 10th day at 13:15. 13:15? What time is that? And west is the 7th day at 15:14.
My clock only goes up to 12, Charles. There's no 13.
Yeah.
Au contraire.
Au contraire, that's right.
Yeah, maybe I didn't.
Old military time.
Yeah, this is just a little west of you, Gary.
This one is up in my neck of the woods. Yeah, this one is 61 miles away. Not bad. Terraviators.
Not far from a real nice ice cream shop.
Over in the Denton area. I bet I could go to the back of the steak place and get some donuts at late at night.
Oh man,
at the
I
back
want to go back and do that. I want to go back and do that again.
Yeah.
Oh, those are such good donuts.
You have to know. There's no.
Yeah.
You just have to know.
Just follow your nose. If you're in downtown Denton
at midnight,
late at night, yes, just follow your nose.
I think it started opening. That opens at 10 or 11.
Oh, what was it? I thought it was truly midnight,
10?
wasn't it?
No,
maybe it's 10. 10 o'clock.
Okay, so to let everybody else in on this thing, this place we're talking about during normal hours, a 5-star steakhouse. I mean, it's bring your money with you. It's not Sizzler.
Bring your spending money. That
yeah.
You need some of that foldable. You need some of that foldable money.
No, yeah, you need a black credit card.
You need some of that foldable stuff.
But it's good.
It's probably worth it, but I don't know if I could afford it. But anyway, after hours at the back of the door to the restaurant, they sell donuts out the back. You know, when we say donuts, this isn't Krispy Kreme or Dunkin' or whatever. These are like a savory. They're big and it's a savory thing. And I remember, I had one with curry chicken on it. And then the other one I had was an Elvis Presley. It had chocolate.
Yeah, had chocolate bananas. I was there and saw that. I got the strawberry shortcake one that night.
And there was a fourth one they had.
Yeah,
there was 3 sweet ones and the savory.
Yeah, but if you know, you know. If you're in Denton, downtown Denton, late at night, find this place, hang out near the back door, and get you. And he's got a fun little donut light that comes on. Had an old fluorescent sign back there. But yeah.
And when they run out, they run out. It's done.
Yeah, that's it. Done. He only made so many of each flavor. And they were good.
That's it. Turn the light off. Everybody go home.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to go home. You can't stay here.
Can't stay here.
You can't
Yeah.
stay here. You don't have to go home.
And then speaking of staying here, if you don't want to stay here, you can either jump in a DeLorean or a TARDIS and they'll take you anywhere you want to go. Right?
Right.
Don't even
Either
need
one
roads.
of them would. Roads.
This one
don't
has been
need
archived.
roads.
That's right. Don't need roads where we're going. This cache has been archived because it went missing for the third and final time. So it doesn't have a
very
whole
sad.
lot of finds on it, but so here's the puzzle portion of it. The year is 2020. Wait, what year did this publish? Oh, it published in 2020. Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, if this was like-
Before the great stay-at-home thing.
Yeah.
It's a pretty cool background picture of the DeLorean and the TARDIS there.
Yeah, I like that. DeLorean versus TARDIS.
So when you read through it there, you'll get to that number that goes out to a whole lot of decimal points. And
that number?
that number is probably there for a good reason. You just got to figure out what to do with it.
Yeah.
Huh.
And when you figure out what to do with it, the answer will pop right out.
It's all about time. Time.
Kind of give, let's see.
Darwell figured out my headline tonight. It was the Bangles is the one, but Simon and Garfunkel originally did the song. I like it.
Yeah. I'm a forward only time traveler.
Nearest Stargate. Create a wormhole beyond the black hole.
That's right.
All is not lost.
Black Hole was a Disney movie, wasn't it?
Which one?
Black Hole.
Black
Wasn't
Hole?
that the
Yeah.
Disney sci-fi? Yeah.
Yeah, that was a cool one. I mean, it didn't get good reviews, but it was pretty clever, I thought. Much more clever than Land Before
And this
Time.
last one on here, I didn't contribute, so I can't tell you about it. Let's see.
That's right. It's mine. It's I have to scroll down because I have corrected coordinates. But it just tells you that this one is called It's About Time.
It's About Time.
It's located just north of Montrose, Colorado. But it says cache is not listed coordinates. You'll find it at North 38, 15, 14, 18, 16, 14, West 107, 17, 13, 19, 17, 16. So if you are familiar with that, if you're familiar with this, then it should jump right off the page at you. I'm surprised that it's got 22 frowny faces on the geocheck.
Yeah, really.
That's on there. But some people kind of would look at that if you've never lived in a country that uses a 24-hour clock and you never were in the military.
Mm-hmm.
Or worked for an organization that worked off a 24-hour clock, then you may not know.
We're gonna see if I know real quick.
A lot of people.
I'm just gonna say that maybe some high school kids who didn't quite get to that point in their schooling.
Right.
Maybe tried to check on this or maybe somebody fat fingered a number, something.
Well, I think a lot of people, maybe I'm in the minority, but you get to a puzzle cache. The first thing you do is just put in the posted coordinates and see what happens. Just to see what happens.
Well, especially if you get there and this right here, this first sentence is not there. If it tells me that the cache is not at the listed coordinates, I'm not plugging the listed coordinates in. But if that
Right.
sentence is not on the cache page,
right, I'm going to give it a whirl.
that is the first thing that I give a whirl to.
That's right. Give it a whirl. Yeah, it does say cache is not listed coordinates, but I think I found one time where it said the cache was not at the listed coordinates, and by golly, it was a lie, and they were lying. It really was.
Well, if you refresh it, it's got one more solver.
Good job, Tom.
It probably, and then you can add it to your.
Could be
44 now. So now you can add it to your solved puzzles.
That's right.
Bookmark list, and when you're out gallivanting across the country,
that's right.
And in fact, I did that the other day. On Monday, I was solving caches in French Polynesia and Fiji.
Okay, so you do that too. How many active solved puzzles do you have on? And I'm gonna include challenges in there just because they come out. We'll just say mystery. How many active mysteries do you? Well, no, you can say with corrected coordinates. Let's say mystery, not found by me.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Solved coordinates.
Is there a way to?
Yeah. Change that to 12.5.
Oh, it's true because it knows if I've corrected the chords my own, and you can.
And I'm saying not found.
Right. That way you know that it's a corrected chord I haven't found yet.
Oh, and take out the ones you own too. I got it.
Oh yeah.
Caches I don't own. That's gonna lower this just a hair.
Southwest Love Flyer says they're at 18. So they found quite a few, they said.
At 18 unfound ones. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a little beyond that.
Yeah, I was gonna say you've probably just
no. I'm talking ones I haven't found.
Right. I just figured. I figured your jigsaws alone, you've probably got 18 jigsaws that you've done.
I got a few more solved. Haven't found.
Got a few more than that.
So my worldwide solved puzzles.
Yeah.
Hold it. Before you show it. Everybody take your guess. Who's going to have more, me or Charles?
Oh, man. You think
well, you're pointing at your phone, so I think you're pointing to yourself.
No.
Charles? All right. So how many you got?
So this does not include the puzzles in Thailand that I have solved, which is somewhere around 250 of those. But this is I have a bookmark list that has, you can see my little out here in Fiji and whatnot. But I have 75 on this legitimate. They are puzzle caches that are that I have solved and have yet to find. So I have 75.
Mine's factoring it up.
So I didn't go to Project GC. I just went to Cachely because every time I solve a puzzle, I put it into my solved puzzles list.
Well, I don't have it on a list. I just did the search and I said corrected coordinates. So that would take out the challenge caches, or most of them anyway. I'm just glancing through this. I'm not seeing anything that's got challenge in there.
Yeah.
And you want to take a guess?
Do you think I got more than he?
How many do you think I got?
I bet you got more than I. I've got 181 caches that I've not found, but I've solved.
I have more than you. Yes.
I figured you did.
Take a wild guess.
422.
You're not even close yet.
I was
Wow.
gonna say I'm getting up into like the 1800.
You're
my gosh.
You're close. You're really close.
Yeah.
Seriously. No
Yeah.
way.
No.
1,789.
See, I was close.
You have a lot. You gotta hit the road, Tom. What are you doing talking tonight? You gotta get out there and fight. All those caches are waiting for you.
I'm waiting to retire, and more people keep telling me the work keeps going like it is. I'm ready to just throw in the towel. It's just starting to suck.
Yeah. So, whew.
Dang.
All right.
Well,
But man,
that
you
was
know
a
it's
fun one.
bad when the guy cleaning the bathroom and it's a guy you've never met. Even he's telling you need to retire.
You gotta retire. Oh,
Well, hey, you got nothing but time
Sheila's
to
got
find
372.
to find all
That's
of
quite a few.
these.
I probably
right.
have a few in Arkansas. I'll come pick you up. Let's go.
That's right.
Arkansas.
That's right. That's actually a valid way to say it.
Yes, Arkansas.
I read about that. That was it almost became the norm to call it Arkansas, but Arkansas legislature had to flip a coin and they picked one or the other.
Yeah.
Wow, that was good, guys. That was a fun episode. Looking forward to seeing you guys in next week.
I'll be there. With
Next
3 little
Saturday.
doggies.
Yeah. I'll
The
be
18th.
there. I'll be there Tuesday or Wednesday. We're
Do
driving.
they have dog beer at that place? Do I need to bring dog beer for them? I probably need to bring dog beer. For those who don't drink, though, because my wife doesn't, they do have root beer.
They do have root beer
Ooh.
on tap. Absolutely.
Nice.
A
I'm
homemade.
actually looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Root
I
beer
am
on
totally bummed that Legal Draft, who made the root beer for our
We love
Woodstock,
that
went out
place.
of business. That was a darn good recipe.
It was good. I drank so much root beer that one night that we were there that I almost got like sick. I drank so much root beer. We're going to the Oil Horse Brewing Company in Longview.
So looking forward to that. Well, that's always a fun event anyway.
It is.
People in
I
blue
love it.
shirts.
Yeah.
That's right.
And it's not Best Buy.
That's right.
Nope.
It's going to be for a little bit longer. I think the event this year is 4 hours long. It runs from 5 to 9 p.m. And whatnot. So plenty of time to get there. We'll do some stuff, and hopefully if everything all works out, then I'll have a cool little surprise for everybody to look at there. If not, then we'll work it out down the road. But should be a fun event. So
that's awesome. Yep. We're looking forward to seeing everybody, and thank you guys until next Puzzle Talk, which I guess will be the 4th, if I'm reading this correctly, April 4th.
It will be.
If you, not you, that other guy over there. If you have a topic that you want us to use, let us know.
Absolutely. Send us an email to.
And by us, we mean him.
Well, sorry. You can send it to Geocache Talk, or you can send it to that one, Puzzle Talk Podcast at gmail.com. Send it there.
That's right.
And periodically peruse Puzzle Talk Podcast on Instagram. Go check out the stuff that's out there. We recommend that. And
that's right.
There'll be a new puzzle shirt in the near future that you can get, and we'll get back to hiding stuff and all that good stuff like we did the last one. That'll be fun. So anyway, that's it. Thanks everybody, and we'll see you down the road. Bye guys. See y'all.